Yo, what up, though? Another episode of Layup Line Sports, man. It's your boy, of course, Jay Figgity, Jay Foss, man. Just sitting here. It's been a couple days since I did a video blog, man, and I actually wanted to follow up on my comparing the eras discussion, man, and just to hint on how different today's basketball is from basketballs of the past, man. From basketball of the past. And it's a big difference, man. I just wanted to go a little further with it, man. I talked about a couple points last time, so I want to hit on the social media. The social media these days, man. It's so huge in our sport right now, man. It's like everybody turn to social media to see what's the new news, man. What news is popping. A lot of people not getting that word of mouth. Like me, they going to Bleacher Report. They going to Facebook. You know, they looking at their favorite players' Twitters. Like DeMarcus Cousins unfollowed the Pelicans, and it made people realize and think that maybe he wasn't gonna come back for the next year with the Pelicans. You know, maybe he wasn't gonna sign a contract with the Pelicans because he unfollowed them. So, kind of a dead giveaway. They always watch the players' Twitters, man, Facebook and Instagram. Back in the day, they didn't have this stuff, man. You know, it was just mainly rotary phones, if that. You know, the analysts, and it wasn't that many analysts because it wasn't TV out, so the analysts didn't have that many. They couldn't go to watch unless they went to watch the game. They couldn't just talk about a game because they wasn't there, and it wasn't no TVs at the beginning of the NBA age. It wasn't even a TV, so they would have to watch Bill Russell in person. They'll have to watch Wilt in person. You know what I'm saying? So really good dynamic, man. I liked it better when it wasn't so much social media, but hey, I wouldn't have a video blog right now on YouTube. So shout outs to social media though. You know, it's a gift and a curse, man. With anything, when you're dealing with social media, if you're just a regular person or if you're a professional basketball player, it's a gift and a curse, man. You know, sometimes people can get a little too caught up into social media with stuff the fans are saying. I heard LeBron James say his son, the best advice he would give to his son is to not read all his social media or block his social media comments, so people can't comment because he can deal with the criticism, but he don't want his son to have to deal with it too. So his social media thing is a whole nother beast. I do think it's a little tougher to play in an atmosphere and an environment where you get all the ridicule every day. But if you're a smart player, you're going to learn how to, like I say, block the comments, block the noise out, and play basketball. End of the day, somebody going to see you. You're going to go to your family's house. Your brother, your cousin going to ask you, oh, you heard what they said about you in the media? You heard what your teammate was talking about? A big story, Bradley Beal and John Wall and Gortat. You know, they had some things going on Twitter this year about John Wall was injured, and Bradley Beal was basically trying to say they went on a 3-game win streak and they was feeling all high and mighty, and they was basically trying to say we a better team without John Wall at the helm because he don't pass the ball well, and they was basically subtweeting. That's what you call it. They was subtweeting John Wall, and John Wall caught on to it, and he was offended by it. I don't think that they're going to make it through the offseason. I do think somebody's going to get Bradley Beal. He's a stud, and I believe he's going to do well for another team, but I do think he's going to get let go, him or John Wall. One of those players have to go. They have to go. So, like I said, man, it's just a different day and age with the social media communication between athletes and their players, athletes and analysts, man, and just the TV analysts, man. I remember Shaq and the Fool. Went just going in on JaVale McGee every episode, Shaq and the Fool. The Warriors didn't appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you have all these former players being analysts creates a dynamic that automatically opens players up for scrutiny, because what are they going to say? Oh, I could have did it better. Oh, why don't he do this? Why don't he do that? That can judge these players harsh. They not on the court no more. They don't have to play them, you know. And sometimes they lose sight of the fact on how tough it was when they was out there, and some of their struggles. They just remember just the best moments, you know. And that's why I'll be happy when I have a sports commentator or analyst that's not biased, man. That just, you know, don't act like he played it and every time you got to compare it to when he was on the court and what he did, you know. But it makes for interesting drama in the NBA, man, because you got these former players that's analysts, other players that's not analysts, such as Nick Wright, even Chris Carter. He was an NFL analyst. I mean, he was an NFL player. Shannon Sharp, NFL player. Skip Bayless, he just an analyst. He wasn't a player. I think back in the day he was a player, but you know, these analysts, man, they really get under the skin of these players. That's why you see LeBron, he cuts his social media off in the playoffs, and a lot of people have speculation that he don't really do that. You know what I'm saying? He really be peeking. Like, because how did he know? Like, they say, how did he know about this if he wasn't on watching TV or in social media? So, it's a really big thing in today's game. Now, I will say that back in the day, the players, they had to deal with different things, you know, real racism right on the forefront, even though that's coming back to the forefront right now because, in my opinion, it's a media-driven agenda to make us hate the other culture, make them hate us. So I believe that it is a media-driven agenda with the racist thing these days. But back in the day, you know, they couldn't walk in the same bathrooms, couldn't eat at the same restaurants. And it was big for those players to step up, like the Bill Russells of the world and the Wilts, and walk, and the Clyde Frazier's and you know, Oscar Robertson, you know, to be instrumental in that conversation, man, the race conversation, the equality conversation. That's why I respect those great players like that, and that's why I lost a little respect for Jordan, because I just feel like he didn't do anything to push the culture forward in a positive way. Yeah, they stand up in the line for those shoes and those expensive shoes that you sell, but you know, they also lined up waiting to walk into that prison too. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I just felt like MJ could have did something a little bit more on the social side. It's a little something called social responsibility. I studied at marketing at Macomb Community College. It's a social responsibility. No matter what, if you big and you're successful, you have a responsibility to society. Just period. You one of the special ones, and they say, why do I have to do this? Because I didn't sign up. Yeah, when you're successful, you signed up for that. Now you're in the limelight. So now you have to do good things, man. You know, you don't have to, but you'll be dealing with a lot of scrutiny, such as that MJ deal with, and you know, just being one of the big leaders in the black community, so to speak. We expect a lot from him. So, you know, he a little different, but you know, so comparing the eras, man. The last thing I wanted to come and talk about is the guard play of the 90s and 80s and stuff. And I just wanted to know if y'all realize that and recognize that the Caucasian guards that played back in the day, the John Paxsons, the Steve Kerrs, the it's just a lot of white players, man. You know what I'm saying? That played back in the day. If anybody has ever played against a basketball player that was Caucasian, they have certain qualities. They're different than us. They normally shooters. They normally pretty good defenders. And pretty good IQ players, man. I really think white men got the white people got that IQ when it comes to basketball. And I love that. I love my coach when I was in middle school was Coach Nick, man. He wasn't a black guy. He was a white guy. And when I tell you, he taught me a lot of stuff about the game, man, and just stuff I probably would have never learned. You know what I'm saying? He had it down pat, but the reason why I want to bring these guys up is because the league was a little more white then. If y'all didn't know, with the merging of the ABA and the NBA, it was a whiter game in the NBA. So it just seemed like those players was kind of weeded out after a while. It seemed like they kind of just it's not a lot of white players getting drafted, and that's why you see so much hype around Mac McClung, because he's the guard going to Georgetown. He broke Iverson scoring records and stuff like that. He going to Georgetown, and he gonna get loose, man. The boy is nice, but I'm just now starting to see those white guards come back into the game like that, man. Because for a while they was lost in the sauce, man. After the '90s, man, JJ Redick, man, it's hard to remember some good white guards besides White Chocolate. But they adapted that run and gun black style play to where you got the fancy handles and you doing the euros and you doing the step backs and all that. That's really it's a black man's game, And I'm not being racist. I'm being a realist. White man hockey, y'all got that. Y'all got hockey. You feel me? Y'all got golf, baseball, But as far as the basketball goes, it's a black man's game, and I just know that it could have been possibly easier on those athletes back in the day, man. As far as the one-on-one matchups with some of those white guards and Caucasian. I ain't gonna say the bigs because that's a different position. But when you oversized and you over the guards like Jordan was, posting them little small guards up, man, that's barbecue chicken. That's easy money. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't want y'all to be offended by that because I'm just speaking what I know to be real and what I've seen, in the past few years. Watching basketball in the past, 15, 20 years, I've been watching the game. And, that's what I got for today. So, y'all make sure y'all join me, man. Layup Line Sports, man. Always putting you up on game, man. Always coming with the hottest. Stay tuned. I'm going to compare the era one more time. Part 3. Holla at me, baby. Peace.